Hello everybody, welcome to another amazing episode on Life with Mokes. I know I have been missing. Please forgive me. Please bear with me. Please be patient because my sister, he's not easy. My brother, he's not what? Easy. Yeah, I just had a baby, so it's been really tasking and challenging trying to balance my time and trying to find a schedule that works. We've been a mom, being a wife, being a career person, being, everything shot in one, and obviously I'm very passionate about this. That's why, I want to make sure that I don't just stop. So even if I start and stop, eventually I'm going to get consistent. Thank you so much for being patient with me. I love you guys. Thank you for your support. So today, I know it's long overdue. I'm going to be talking about my birth story. Yeah, my birth story. Trust me, it's like so interesting. So if you want to hear more about it and you're interested, please continue watching. Otherwise, you can just leave if it's TMI for you. That has been through that will tell you that is the worst pain that you will feel, as in it's really painful. A few people say, oh, it's just uncomfortable, it's just, and that's the worst part. Like every time I went to the hospital, they'll say it shouldn't be this painful, it should just be a little uncomfortable, you should feel like like a little pain, it shouldn't be this painful. In my mind I'm like, what's going on, what's happening? Anyway, so I kept on having the same things, and I went to the hospital like 2 more times, and then they kept sending me back home. So then when I spoke to my OB about it, my OB is like, you know what, since you're going through this much pain and you're not even able to deal with the cervix check to see how far you're dilated, then maybe we should just you can get induced. Because I asked him, he's like, oh yeah. So when I heard the news of the induction, I was like, well, this baby is coming out, it's no problem. I thought we'll just put in drip and then the baby will come. That's what I thought. But anyways, he told me, oh, they're gonna induce me with a Foley balloon. So of course I went to Google again. And then when I went to Google, I now saw what it looks like. I was like, this thing looks different too. Like it's not just drip. So apparently they put like the balloon thing on like a tool, and then they put it all the way up in cervix, and then it inflates and then puts pressure on your cervix and then helps you dilate. And then once you get to 3 centimeters, it comes out, right? So I was like, okay, now this shouldn't be as bad. So I went to the hospital the next day with all the hope that I'm going to the hospital 39 weeks 4 days. I'm not coming when I come back home, for the night, and I go the next day, I'm going to have my baby. I was so positive and everything. So I got to the hospital, and mind you, I read that a lot of people said it was painful, but I was like, you know what, maybe it's not going to be as painful, right? So when I got to the hospital for my induction, then I spoke to the nurse. And then I was like, oh, hi, like, is this going to be painful? She's like, oh, no, it's not going to be painful at all. Like, in fact, like this woman right next to you just had one, and it was super quick. Usually you just feel a little discomfort, and that's all. I said, okay, no problem. All this Oyinbo is speaking, no wala. As far as I can get this baby out, Abby. When I now went into the room, it was my turn. First of all, I saw the huge bed, and then I had to hang my leg on two things like this big, put my leg here, sure. I was like, okay, maybe it's not going to be as bad. And there was now big lights shining up, to the V area. I was like, wow, interesting. So then the doctor now came in, and that was my mistake. I should not have looked at the tray of tools that she had. As I looked at it, I was like, where are these things going to, or where is this thing going into? It must not be me. Maybe it's she wants to use it to unscrew the chair or fix maybe the table is bad, because it must not be going inside me. Anyways, as she now lifted this thing up, apparently it's similar to getting a pap smear, but my dear, as she opened me, before she even put herself, my body, my mind was already like, this is going to be painful. So as she put it, I was like, She's like, oh, okay. I was like, okay, please, just give me 1 minute and everything. Like, let me just cut myself. Because I was determined. I'm like, this baby must come out. Because this pain is too much, right? So then she tried again, and I was like, oh, ow, it's painful. Okay. I did not say ow. I was actually kind of shouting. But the doctor goes, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not gonna do this. Yeah, there's no reason why I should do this because you're not even past your due date yet. Why do you want to get this induction done anyways? Like, she was so rude to me. She was just basically making me feel like I wasted her time. She made me feel like I was exaggerating my pain. She's like, yeah, maybe you have to talk to your OB. We can see what else we can do. Maybe you can get like an induction, or you can get like a voluntary C-section rather, or you can get like another induction with cervidil, but I don't think you're going to be able to handle the pain. So I think you just wait it out and see, like, if the baby comes by your due dates, which was going to be in about how many days, 3 days, right? So then I when I got back to the like the bed where I was sleeping, for the nurse to come and talk to me, I was just weeping. I was bawling my eyes. I was like, my eyes were red. I'm like, oh my God, is it that I'm just faking this pain? Like, I started questioning myself. I'm like, okay, like, what's going on? Like, am I really like exaggerating? Like, is it that people don't feel this pain? Like, I don't know. If anybody has had a fully balloon induction, please comment down below, because this woman made me feel so horrible. Like, right? So I was still crying and everything. Wherever I was trying to console me. And then she came back. She's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to transfer you to another OB, since your OB is moving out of Canada, and then, we'll see how it goes. Because I had prayed to God, I was like, God, please give me a doctor that would understand what I'm going through and would give me a feasible solution to this stress and traumatic experience. So yeah, I went and see the doctor on my 40th week. That was the appointment. So that was by my due date exactly. So I explained everything that had been going on, and he listened to me. That was the first time I felt heard. So he's like, okay, I understand. He empathized and said, you know what we're going to do for you? We're going to have to schedule you for another induction, because now you're, past your due date, and then nothing is really happening, nothing is really you're not showing signs that you're progressing and everything. So I'm gonna schedule you for another induction, which was 4 days after the day I saw him. So it was 40 weeks and the 4th day that I was supposed to be induced. He said, so what I'll do for you is I'll give you the epidural first, so that it reduces the pain, and then so that we're able to go in, do the induction. And I remember thinking to myself that, oh, so this was an option, and this my previous OB did not tell me. Mr. Man, fear the Lord. Why are you not helping his sister? Anyways, I was just so excited that I finally had a solution, and I finally, could see the baby coming out, because I had been in so much pain. I was stressed. So my induction was on a Thursday. On the Wednesday evening, we usually have prayers. So I decided to go with my husband that day, because I just felt the need to pray. I felt like, I had a lot of burden. I was feeling so down. So I basically ended up going to church. I remember I even led worship that night, and our pastor gave a word of prophecy about someone that was feeling sad, and that the next time he will see the person, they'll be smiling. And when he spoke, I was just like, yeah, that's me right there. That word is for me. I receive it, because this baby must come out. And right after that, somebody else actually prayed for me, and then said, oh, are you due? I had not spoken to this person at all, and then she prayed for me and then said, oh, you would give birth to this baby, you have strength to do this, and it was just so beautiful, because that was God just confirming that, he really is with me, or was with me. He's always with me, right? So then when I got home that evening, I started having contractions. But then when I told the river, I was like, okay, let's just wait, because we had been to the hospital a few times, and I'm sure those people were tired of seeing my face. So I'm like, I'm gonna wait this out. So it started from about 9:30, like around when we left church, and then it went up until 10 a.m. and this one was intense. It felt like very, very, very strong menstrual cramps. So I was like, Oriva, I'm timing this thing, it's been consistent for like over like maybe like at this point I think it was like close to maybe 10 hours or so. So like, can we go to the hospital and everything? And then at time base it was regular. So I'll show you what I used the contraction time. I'll just put a picture up there. So then I went to the hospital, packed my bags in my mind. I'm like, and the day I went to the hospital, this was Thursday, so this was the day that I was supposed to be induced, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna go anyways, right? Because before they were supposed to call me when they have the bed, but I'm like, since I'm already in a lot of pain and this is consistent, I'm gonna go, so I don't have this baby in the house, right? So when I got to the hospital, they tried to check me again. I had the problem And I was like, this doctor said they were going to give me the epidural before. So she's like, you know what? The doctor said we should just keep you since we're going to induce you anyways. So in my mind, I thought, okay, you know, I'll get the epidural soon, right? And then I can get induced and, you know, they can help me get this ball rolling so that it doesn't stop. The contraction doesn't stop again. My dear, that's how. Guess what? I got to the hospital at 11, and that's how people were just coming in for emergency C-sections, and I was in the OB triage room. So that's like just the general place where they keep you waiting till you have a room where they admit you in to give you the epidural. So at first I was having the cramps, you know, like it was like strong cramps. It was painful. I was able to breathe through them. The nurse was like, oh, you're doing great. You're breathing through the contractions because you're having really strong ones, but I can see that you're handling it well. So I was like, ah, thank you, thank you. As it was progressing, as it reached 1 o'clock like this, my sister, it felt like somebody was using hammer to hit my back. At least, you know, the one I was feeling at the lower, like my lower tummy, wasn't as bad because that felt more like cramps. But the one on my back, I can't explain it. It was so painful. It's the worst pain I felt in my entire life. I was holding a river shirt, drawing his shirts, doing I tried to breathe through them. I was like, oh, the angels of God surround me. I am strengthening for this. After a while, I'm like, oh God, I can't do this. Oh, I can't do this. After I'm like, oh no, I'm walk by faith and not by sight. I'm strengthening for this. God is strengthening me right now. I receive strength. There's nothing I did not do. I took walks. I bent. I turned. I'll see if I can put in like videos, just like clips here and there of, you know, how I was feeling and stuff. It was so painful. Like, so my dears, I stayed in that place from 11 to 7 p.m. That's when they eventually found a bed for me at 7 p.m. So at that point they were like, oh, we're ready for you for the epidural. In my mind, I'm like, my dear, anyhow, people said it's painful. I don't care. They told me to hold still. I was like, I will hold still. If you like, tell me to lick the sand, tell me to lick blood, tell me to roll on the floor, I will do whatever. Just get this pain away with this epidural. So they gave it to me, and funny enough, the epidural wasn't actually bad, right? It was just like a stinging feeling, and then you just have to really hold still because obviously it's very sensitive, right? And it's going in your spine. But yeah, once they gave it to me, you know, I stopped feeling the contractions, right? And the guy asked me, why are you feeling them? I was like, no. I was like, ah, finally. Thank you, Lord. So the doctor came and checked me, and I was 4 centimeters dilated at this time. So I no longer needed to be induced, because to be induced, you need to be at 1 centimeter. And once you're at 3, then they'll give you the Pitocin, which is like chemically induced oxytocin to help progress your labor. So at this point, I was 4 centimeters, so I didn't need you know, the induction, like the Foley balloon thing. I didn't need that anymore. Praise the Lord. Even if like I probably wouldn't have felt it anyways. So I was able to sleep. Finally I was like, Lord, Baba. Thank you, Lord. Oh, I can rest, I can breathe. So my dear, I was there. All of a sudden I started feeling pain again. I was like, this can't be me. There's somebody swear for me from my village. What is happening? Because I'd heard people tell stories about how the epidural stopped working. My dear, I started feeling everything. I could feel my legs. My back started hurting. But this time I was not feeling a lot of pressure on my, you know what, my private area. It felt like I needed to poop, like on my anus as well. Like it felt like I needed to poop. Like I was telling the nurse, I was like, oh my God, I'm in so much pain. I'm like, I can't do this. She's like, honey, you can't. My labor and delivery nurse, oh no, wherever you are, God bless you for me. Kisses, mwah, mwah. She was so nice. She was so like, you know, encouraging. She was like, oh, you can do this, like, don't worry. I was like, oh, Jesus, help me. Oh, Lord, help me. She's like, yeah, you know, God made your body to do this. I think she doesn't really believe herself, because the way she was talking to me, I was like, this one, it will like say you sabi 1 or 2 things. So yeah, she was really, really talking to me and everything. I was like, I can't do this. She's like, no, you can. You've come this far. Like, I'm really proud of you, blah, blah, blah. So she kept on, you know, encouraging me. Oh, mind you, there's something I missed. So after they gave me the epidural, my BP actually dropped to like 80/42. It was very dangerous. All of a sudden, I felt like I couldn't see. I was getting dizzy, and the nurse was just saying, don't sleep, please, don't sleep. And I kept asking the river, oh, is my BP going up now? He kept on saying yes. Well, my guy was speaking in tongues under the mask, because we had to wear masks, right? He was speaking in tongues because like, this woman must not die. My man, I'm like, I know if you die, this baby I go carry him in my hand like this. We go jollificate. What the hell? Anyways, so yeah, she now checked me at that point. Fast forward to where I was now. I know I'm everywhere, but just take it like that. I was now 9.5 centimeters dilated, and I was feeling everything. No, eventually she came back again. After that, it was, I think, about 45 minutes. I was now 10 centimeters. It was time to push. In my mind, I said, I will push. Any energy that I have like this. You understand? Wherever, from the north, from the south, from the east and the west, I go use them. I will push this baby out because this baby must come out today. And I was just there and I'd watched videos. People say don't shout. So this is what I was doing. That's what I was doing. I did that for a good, at least 56 minutes or close to an hour. And then when my baby's head came out, because I told you I stopped feeling the, the epidural stopped working. So I was feeling everything. I felt like it was burning. And apparently that's called the ring of fire and stuff. So I felt it was burning down there. And then eventually he came out. So I'll put a clip shot for you people to see. My dear. I said, Jesus. At that point I was crying. But when I watched the video again, I realized that tears were not actually coming out of my eyes. Because my day, I was dehydrated. This was from Wednesday, 9:30 up until Friday at 3:56 a.m. Finally, I could carry my baby in my arms. And you know how people say when you see a baby, you forget all the pain. My dear, I don't forget anything. Because they cut me through the process. It's called an episiotomy. And the guy was teaching me and I felt it. But that story for another day anyways. Let me just end it here. So basically, that's how I gave birth to my amazing, wonderful Judah, who I love so much, who stressed me. Well, it was not him, Shadi. Most of my body stressed me because of him. But we're here. So on the next video, I'm going to be talking about my pregnancy journey, my first trimester, second and third, the symptoms I had, just to encourage anybody out there. And for any pregnant woman, God is with you. God is with you. He will strengthen you because it's not easy. When people ask me, how did you do it? Honestly, I can't tell you because I feel like God just gave you strength for that moment. It's not something that you can explain because the pain is a lot, but then somehow our bodies have been wired to bring out this baby from this very small hole.
Sorry. Yeah, this is happening every 5 minutes now. She hasn't been smiling. She's just smiling for the camera. It's happening every 5 minutes now. She's just contracting. We're at 40 weeks and 4 days. So we're just heading in. We're stopping to grab Tim Hortons because she asked for it. And she's just having the contractions now. So yeah. Is it done? Oh, yeah, it's done. That lasted 1 minute. Yeah, so it's every 5 minutes, and it will last just 1 minute. So yeah, we're heading there.
This is interesting because today's supposed to be my induction day.
So how are you feeling? This is how she looks. We're just waiting for. So right now we're changing gowns, I guess, prepping for everything that's gonna happen next. I mean, could have stayed at home and just had the baby at home. But no, we have to come here.
Oh, we have the baby at home.
I'm just kidding.
Anyways, contractions are painful.
Tell yourself.
They are very painful. Extremely painful. But you know the thing I learned is not to fight the contractions. Because if you're tense, then it will make the pain worse. So I'm just like, at least for now, I try to breathe through them because all the times where I was like, it was worse, right? Not like it was worse, but I felt more uncomfortable. So I try to breathe through them because I'm like, it's here anyways. So if you scream, which you're allowed to scream, if it really hurts, but if you scream, I just find that it makes it worse. So just try and concentrate, focus, and breathe through them. until maybe, I don't know, because I don't even know where I am. Like, she said she thinks I'm 1 centimeter dilated, but I don't know.
We're gonna go from 0 to 10 real quick. Or from 1 to 10 real quick.
But yeah, it feels like so much pressure, and it's on. The one in front is not as painful, but the one at the back is mind blowing. But we thank God for strength. Thank God that everything is fine. You know, no complications. My blood pressure is okay. My baby is okay. And thank God that I'm even actually feeling consistent contractions, because this is something I've struggled with since, like, the other time I had it for like 3 hours and it just stopped. So it's good to see that, you know, I'm having consistent contractions, and we're gonna be here a while though, because there's no bed yet. So, but I'm great.
Does that remind you of anything? They had no in for the Lord. Oh my God. There was no room. There was no room for Jesus.
Yeah, these jokes that
there was no room for Jesus.
Yeah, but like, your camera angle is making me look so big. You're not getting. This is my real face. See?
Okay.
This is my real face. But when you do like this, do you see how I look? You have to get the angle, right?
But God will make a way. God will make a way.
Anyways, that's the next update now. See you later. Bye.
This is how we're dealing with the labor. She yanks the string and I hold it like this. So while she's in pain, you know, we have a rhythm just to help her through the 1 minute push. Hey baby, how you doing? Baby? Hey baby. Yeah, she's been going for how many hours now? I think we're doing 7 hours now. A strong woman. A very strong woman. Keep going.
Look at all that hair. Yeah. Yeah.
So if you've stayed till the end of the video, thank you so much for your love, for your support. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, and turn on the notification bell so you can get new videos once I post them. Thank you so much once again, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Bye!